Hey, 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 Firekeepers. I hope that you can hear me. Please comment if you can. We've had a few technical difficulties this morning. And so just let me know if you can hear me and we will get started. I'm Jennie Potter, and today I'm going to talk to you about two sticks. And we're also going to talk about Jonah. And so if you can hear me, hey, good morning, Lyle. Can you just comment if you can hear me? I just want to make sure we've had a few technical difficulties this morning. And so I want to talk to you today about Jonah, and I think you can. Okay, so I'm just going to get started. Perfect. Thank you, Lyle. I appreciate it. So I want to talk to you this morning because I want to talk about, what it was like when you first found network marketing, and when you're first sharing network marketing with people. It often makes me think of what it must have been like back in the time when fire was kind of hard to come by. Okay, so we didn't have matches. Good morning, Nancy. We didn't have matches. We didn't have lighters. We didn't have, stoves or anything like that. We literally, if our village was lucky, we had a fire and a firekeeper, and that fire we kept burning constantly because we found that fire because of lightning. Okay. And so you were really rich if your village had a fire. And there must have been a time somewhere along the way where there was a rumor that if you rubbed two sticks together, you could make fire. And what would it have been like when that rumor started? There would have been people that jumped up, grabbed two sticks, and started rubbing them together. There would have been people who said, there's no frickin' way that two sticks can make a fire. There would have been people who tried for 5 minutes and said, this is a pyramid scheme. This doesn't work. These things never work, okay? There would have been people who said, I'll believe it when I see it. And so this network marketing business, right? We believe it. We've rubbed the sticks together. We've seen it. We've started the fire. We're keeping our fire going. But there are people who have not yet seen the fire. They've just heard the rumor. If you rub two sticks together, you can start a fire. And so some people are going to jump up and rub two sticks together and just, build fires with you. And other people are going to wait and see. And still others are going to mock you for believing the rumors. And so I always think like this is our mission, right? Our mission is to just keep rubbing two sticks together and getting the fire started, showing other people how to do the same. And really, God has called you to build a fire. And God has called you to lean in, no matter the storm, the wet, the wind, the lack of fuel, and build that fire. And so, because He's called you to do this, you will be guided and assisted and helped along the way. And I love the story of Jonah, because I love that, basically God comes to Jonah. If you know the story, God comes to Jonah and says, hey, I want you to go to Nineveh, which was a really crazy town with lots of sin and bad stuff happening. Hey, good morning, Madeline. Lots of sin and all of this, people were getting killed. It was a really rough town. And God comes to Jonah and He says, Jonah, I want you to go to Nineveh and preach to the people. Tell them about me, and tell them they need to change their ways. And so Jonah is like, forget that. I'm not going to freaking Nineveh. And so Jonah runs the other direction and he jumps on a boat. So he's on the boat and the seas get super rough because God wants Jonah to turn around and come back and go to Nineveh. But Jonah's running. And so Jonah tells the people on the boat, because they're like, oh, God's mad. And Jonah says, well, I might have made him mad. He asked me to go to Nineveh and I'm running the other direction. And so they go, okay, sorry, dude, but you got to go. If we're going to live, we need you off the boat. And they literally toss Jonah overboard to appease God. And so as the story goes, well, you know the story. Jonah gets swallowed by a whale. And he spends 3 days in that whale on his knees, praying to God, bargaining with God in the dark, in the bile. I mean, I cannot even imagine what it would have been like to be in that whale. And I definitely feel like there's times in my life where in my own way I've been in the whale, where God has been calling me to do one thing and I have been running the other way. And very gently, and sometimes not so gently, in God's way, He's had me thrown off the boat. And I have spent time in that whale. I think we've all spent time in that whale. And I think sometimes in our business, when there's changes, when there's loss, when there's, when people say no, when things are hard, it can feel like we're in the whale. And so what I love about this story is after 3 days, the whale throws up Jonah onto the beach. And Jonah's barely had a second to stand up and shake the bile off. And God says, Jonah, I want you to go to Nineveh. And I want you to talk to the people. And of course he does, and there's more to the story. But really the point is that God is calling you to build your business. And it might feel like he's just asking you to go to Nineveh. And there's going to be people who don't hear your message. And there's going to be people who are so excited to hear your message. And so even though it sounds crazy to many people, 2 sticks really do get a fire going. 2 sticks really do start a fire. And that's what we're doing. That's our job, is we're just going to tell people, because we know what's true. We're going to tell people, hey, you can earn money from home. You can change lives. Good morning, Deneen. You can change lives. You can rub 2 sticks together and start a fire. And even if they think it's crazy, it's okay. Because it's not our job what they think or whether they receive the message or not. It's our job to share the message. That's what God has called us to do, is to build a business. Now, you may be called for a different reason. I was called because I wanted to change lives. I wanted to serve. It was the money part I never thought about for a little while. And then it shifted like, oh, I can really make money doing this. And, I was called for a different reason. Each and every one of us, some of us are called for, because we have servant hearts and we have a mission to serve. Some of us are called to earn. Some of us are called because we want freedom. Some of us are called because we want more time with our kids. Some of us are called because we need to learn leadership skills. We need to learn how to connect with people. We need to expand our network. Maybe there's that one person we need to meet through this experience, but God is calling us. And so rather than be like Jonah and and be thrown in the water, swallowed by the whale, and puked up on a beach. Listen to his call. Why is he calling you? What is he calling you for? And what's your Nineveh? Where are you going? What are you sharing with the people? And I just want to encourage you, because there are many of us who know that you can rub two sticks together and start a fire. And even though other people may think like, that's crazy, there's no way two sticks can start a fire. It's true. They can. And anything is possible with God. So I want to encourage you today to continue to rub those two sticks together, get that fire going, keep that fire going, encourage others to do so, show others how to do so. Have an amazing day. We will be starting day 6 on Monday. So have a beautiful weekend, beautiful Sunday. Look forward to the I am statements on Sunday, and I'll see you soon. Stay blessed.